Hey, Soulfully Her family. Today we're talking about something nobody prepares you for, nobody warns you about, and nobody really explains. But everybody who's healing eventually experiences. And that is, God is reparenting you. Yes, reparenting. Not fixing you, not patching you up, not just comforting you, reparenting you. Which means God is teaching you what love, safety, boundaries, discipline, affection, correction, identity, and worth actually look like. Sometimes for the very first time in your life. And if that sentence made you emotional already, this episode is for you. Because some of us didn't grow up with emotional safety. Some of us didn't grow up with consistency. Some of us didn't grow up with softness. Some of us didn't grow up being protected, affirmed, seen, or believed. Some of us grew up surviving instead of being nurtured. And then we came into adulthood wondering why we overthink, overlove, undertrust, people please, self-abandon, or feel guilty for needing rest. And God said, I'm not just going to heal you, I'm going to raise you again. Let me tell you something gently. You are not broken for struggling with things you were never taught. You are not weak for craving what you were deprived of. You are not dramatic for grieving a childhood that didn't hold you the way it should have. And you are not behind in life. You are just learning late what you should have learned early. And God sees that. So when God reparents you, He doesn't rush you. He doesn't shame you. He doesn't yell at you for not knowing. He teaches you patiently, repeatedly, lovingly. He teaches you that rest is not laziness. He teaches you that boundaries are not selfish. He teaches you that saying no is not sinful. He teaches you that love does not require suffering. He teaches you that discipline is not punishment, it's protection. He teaches you that correction does not mean rejection. He teaches you that you are allowed to feel safe. And for some of us, that feels foreign. Because when you're used to chaos, peace feels boring. When you're used to neglect, consistency feels suspicious. When you're used to conditional love, unconditional love feels fake. So God doesn't just give you peace, He teaches you how to live in it. God starts reparenting you when He begins to interrupt your patterns, when He removes people you were attached to, when He exposes the way you normalize emotional starvation, when He shows you that you keep choosing what feels familiar instead of what is healthy, when He starts saying, that's not love, that's trauma bonding, that's not loyalty, that's fear, that's not humility, that's low self-worth. And it hurts. Because you're not just losing people, you're losing versions of yourself. You're losing survival habits. You're losing identities built from pain. You're losing beliefs you used to use to protect yourself. And God is saying, I know you learned this to survive, but you don't need it anymore. Reparenting means God becomes the voice you never had. When you mess up and expect punishment, He gives you grace. When you feel unworthy, He reminds you of who you are. When you feel alone, He stays. When you feel afraid, He reassures. When you feel confused, He guides. When you feel behind, He waits. And that alone can make you cry. Because you realize, I've never been loved like this before. And let's talk about the uncomfortable part. When God reparents you, He also disciplines you, but not in a violent way, not in a humiliating way, but in a loving way. He corrects what will hurt you later. He blocks what will destroy you. He delays what you're not ready for. He removes what you're attached to, and He convicts what you just keep justifying. Not because he wants control, but because he wants safety for you. Because real parents don't just say yes. Real parents protect you from what you don't understand yet. And God is the kind of father who sees 5 years ahead of you. And some of you are in seasons where God is teaching you emotional regulation. He's teaching you how to sit with feelings instead of running from them. He's teaching you how to communicate instead of shutting down. He's teaching you how to trust instead of assuming abandonment. He's teaching you how to receive love instead of sabotaging it. And it feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable. It feels slow because you're learning from scratch. And that's okay. So let me say this clearly. Healing is not becoming perfect. Healing is becoming honest. And when God is reparenting you, He is not trying to make you impressive. He is trying to make you safe within yourself. You know God is reparenting you when you start noticing that you no longer crave chaos. You no longer beg for the bare minimum. You no longer chase unavailable people. You no longer shrink to keep others comfortable. You no longer abandon yourself to keep connections. You start choosing peace over passion, consistency over intensity, respect over attention, clarity over confusion. And the old you doesn't even recognize the new you. And here's the part nobody talks about. Reparenting is lonely. Because when you change, the people who love the old version of you may not recognize the healed one. When you grow, the environments that shaped you no longer fit you. When you mature, the conversations you used to entertain no longer satisfy you. And you grieve. Not because you want to go back, but because you remember who you used to be. And God sits with you in that grief. He's not rushing it, not minimizing it, not dismissing it. He just stays. Some of you didn't grow up being protected, so God is teaching you how to protect yourself. Some of you didn't grow up being believed, so God is teaching you how to trust your voice. Some of you didn't grow up being chosen, so God is teaching you how to choose yourself. Some of you didn't grow up being affirmed, so God is teaching you how to speak life over yourself. That's reparenting. And listen, God is not angry at the version of you that survived. He is proud of you. He is grateful for you, but He is now inviting you to rest. You don't have to be hard anymore. You don't have to be hyper-independent anymore. You don't have to be emotionally guarded anymore. You don't have to be constantly strong anymore, because now you're safe. The Bible says, as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear Him. Not just reverence Him, but trust Him. And trust is learned, and God is teaching you how. So if you're in a season where you feel like a child again emotionally, where you're learning, unlearning, crying, resting, setting boundaries, asking questions, healing slowly, you're not regressing. You're being reparented. And it is holy. It is sacred. It is necessary. And it is beautiful. God is not just healing your wounds. He is raising the person you were always meant to be. If this episode spoke to you, I want you to breathe. I want you to be gentle with yourself today. And I want you to remember, God is not disappointed in your process. He is present in it. And I'll see you in the next episode of Soulfully Her.